Welcome everyone. Thanks for joining the online studio today. And I'm filming a short class for you that will be using a strap. So if you have a yoga strap, feel free to go grab that. Otherwise, a belt, a scarf, even some PJ pants will work great for that. Just keep it within arm's reach to the edge of the mat. And we're going to begin lying on your back. Let's start with some bent knees. Take hold of your strap. And then bring your right thigh towards your chest so you can loop that strap just below the ball mound of your right foot, kind of towards the upper arch, and start extending the heel up towards the sky. So start bringing the leg in the direction of straight. Keep both shoulders onto the ground. The whole spine is nice and long. And then walk your hands up the strap until you find two straight arms as well. So we'll begin just passively stretching the back of the leg. Send your breath into that region and slowly just let a little bit of time open it up. Now, if your left foot is comfortable on the ground, you could keep it there or reach the heel forward so you have two straight legs. That's just going to bring a little bit more of a stretch into the top of the left hip. Now let's activate this stretch a little bit more. So I'm going to walk my hands up just a couple more millimeters up the strap, finding a bit more tension into that strap on the foot. And then now I'm going to imagine I'm raising the roof with my foot. So your whole femur bone is reaching out of the hip socket, really activating, resisting that pressure of the strap on the foot. And we'll release that effort. Keep both pieces of the strap now in the right hand, and then bring your left hand beside you just to keep both shoulders onto the ground. We'll start opening the right leg out to the side and only go as far as you feel like you can hold that leg there. Now, when you're there, imagine you're pressing that femur bone out of your hip socket again, so really activating into the leg. And release, we'll lift the foot back through center, switch hands. Now the left hand holds on, the right hand grounds you. Start drawing that leg just across the body enough until you feel a little bit of a different sensation opening up into the outer right leg. So I'm keeping both hip bones onto the ground, the whole pelvis is still there. And just sending your breath nice and deep to meet that sensation. Let's lift our foot back through center, release the hold of the strap, and then we can bring a bend into the knee, place that sole of the foot onto the ground. Going into the other side, so your left thigh comes close to you, find your strap again, looping it around just below the ball mound and extending that heel up. Now decide again, do you want that right leg to be straight or the sole of the foot onto the ground? And that might also depend if you have a dog in the way, just like I do. So keep your shoulders relaxed, arms straight, and a straight-ish left leg, but not working too hard to begin. So we're starting with that passive stretching, just letting a little bit of breath and time open up our hamstrings. Now I'm going to walk my fingers just a little bit closer, just a couple millimeters closer to find a bit more tension into the rope. Now start extending it through the hip, through the foot towards the ceiling, really activating into the whole back of the leg. Keep breathing. And release. Both pieces of the strap can go into the left hand. Your right hand holds yourself firmly onto the ground. Start opening that leg out to the left just as far as you won't topple over. When you find a nice comfortable position, just extend through the heel, extend through the ball mound of the foot. And release, lift the foot back through center, switch hands one more time. Right hand holds on, left hand comes to the ground. Draw that foot just across the body until you feel a different sensation of opening into the outer left leg. Meet it with some nice compassionate breath. And we'll lift the heel back through center. Let that foot go. Bring a bend into the knee and both soles of the feet can find the ground. The strap will just go off to the side. Let's bring both thighs into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. And from here, we're going to meet up onto the knees. You can rock and roll your way up, whatever makes sense for you. And either you could be seated cross-legged or sitting on your shins, just like I am. Let's find our strap again. Keep a loose grip with both hands, and we're going to hold it out in front of us. There's a tail on each end of the hands. Okay. Start lifting the arms up. And as you do so, when the arms are straight over the head, see if you can keep your ribs hugging in towards you. We're going to start reaching the arms back behind you. Keep the hands loose enough that the strap can travel between them until the arms go all the way back. I'll go back and forth a few times. So inhale, we'll lift the strap up. Exhale, bring it to the front. Inhale to lift the strap up. Exhale, bring it to the back. So go back and forth a few times. We call this shoulder flossing. Do your best to have both shoulders travel at the same time rather than one shoulder traveling to the ear before the other to let it go through. If you find this really easy, the hands can come a little closer together. If this is rather difficult, just keep letting that strap slide between the hands. The next time it comes forward ahead of you, we'll just place the strap off to the side, and let's come straight away to 2 feet. From the top of the mat, let's take a step out with the left leg and have your left toes face the long edge of the mat, your right toes face the front. We'll bring a bend into the right knee for a warrior 2 stance. So stretch the arms out, gaze past your right fingertips. Feel a little bit of sensation of the legs pulling together, gathering towards center line, and be really expansive through both arms. Let's hold here, feel the power in the pose. And I will play a little bit. So let the left hand touch the back leg, right arm reaches to the sky, reversing the shape. Keep looking past those right fingertips and see if you can find a little bit more lightness all the way from the right hip crease through those fingertips overhead. The right side of the body gets to stretch out a little bit more. And we'll come on back through center, warrior 2. Go the other way, lean forwards over your front thigh, shelf your forearm there, and then stretch the left arm by the ear. So have your thumb point up, fingertips or your pinky finger point down. Roll your left shoulder open and then look on up to the sky. See if you can find a connection from your left pinky toe all the way through your left pinky finger. Nice big stretch, beautiful long line. Charge through the legs, reach on back up, warrior 2. Straighten your right leg. We're going to go to the other side. So right toes turn in, left toes turn out, and bend back into the left knee. Hold this pose for a moment. Feel that gathering through the legs, expansive through the arms, and a fierce gaze down your left fingers. This time around, the left arm reaches to the sky, right hand supports you behind you. Feel that brightness, that lightness from the left hip crease through your fingertips. Come on forward so your forearm comes to your left thigh. Right arm now comes by the ear. Roll that shoulder open, gaze is lifted, and feel that connection from your right pinky toe through your right pinky finger. So stretching through the whole side of your body. Press through both feet, come on back up, warrior two. Straighten your left leg and we'll pivot those left toes to the long edge of the mat. So both feet are facing the same way now. Bring your hands to waist. Inhale to get a little taller. Exhale, fold from the waist over your legs. Let the head be heavy. Use the fingertips onto the mat. Walk them back a little bit further in line with the heels. And let yourself just melt forwards. Just walk your fingertips a little bit further ahead, lengthen from the spine or all the way from the tailbone through the crown of your head. We're going to bring your heels in on an angle, toes come out and bend into the knees. We're starting to find a goddess squat into the legs as you walk the hands up the thighs, up the legs, and give yourself a hug with your right arm on top of your left. Let's just find a general pulse here. So the inhales release a little bit, straighten the legs. Exhale, squeeze and bend. 5 of those. You might just notice the breath in the body expanding into your arms, back towards you. When you're done about 5 of those, both legs can straighten. Let the hands come back by your side and get nice and springy. We're going to step back to the top of the mat. All right, I'm going to switch sides. You stay where you are. And this time around, we're going to step out with the right foot towards the back of the mat. So the left foot is forwards, facing that short edge. Right toes are facing the long edge. Bend into your left knee. Warrior two. Let's make this side a little more fluid. Let's find the same sensation, lots of power into this pose. But we'll make it a little bit softer. As you inhale, reverse the shape, reverse the warrior. And we'll begin straightening that left leg. You might get a little bit more length on the left side of your body. Make sure you're supported with that back hand resting on the back leg. We'll take all this length we've created on the left side, reach your fingertips forwards, deep in the hip crease, pull the right hips back, and we'll head towards triangle pose. Left arm goes down, right arm floats overhead. Keep gazing upwards, reach that hand up. Nice big smile on the face. Let the top hand pull you back up to stand. Hands can come to your waist while we shift sides. Left toes face the long edge. Right toes face the short edge. Bend back into your right knee and expand through both arms. Reverse this shape. Left hand skis down, right arm stretches to the sky. Start lengthening out that right side of the body. We can deepen it as we straighten the right leg. Maybe you reach just a little bit further back, but with support in the spine. Take all this length we found on the right side as you reach the right hand forwards. Pull the left hip back. Then pivot the arms to triangle pose. Left one reaching up, right one reaching down. Allow the top hand to pull you back up to stand. Both hands find your waist, and we'll pivot your right toes forward so both toes are facing the long edge. Let's wrap your hands behind the back, clasping either opposite hands or opposite elbows as they draw them down the back body, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Take a big breath in, get as tall as you can. And as you breathe out, we'll fold forwards. Let the head be heavy. Hands start to reach up towards the sky, and they might even come back behind you a little bit deeper, heading towards the ground, opening those shoulders up again. If the hands are still bound behind you, bring them to the low back, melt them to the ground, and find that length in the spine again, so all the way from the tailbone through the crown. Pivot the heels and the toes out as you bend into the knees and walk your way up the legs into a goddess squat. This time around, place your hands over your heart. Find that pulse, that little bounce. And every once in a while, straighten the legs, release the arms, reach them to the sky. Pull all that good energy back towards the heart as you come back to goddess. Let's do that about 5 times in total. Stretching, reaching towards the sky. Bring that love back to the heart. Keep going on your own. I've got one more to go here. Good. So straighten those legs. Let the hands come by your side. Spring back to the top of your mat. As you inhale, stretch the arms overhead. Exhale, float forwards. Inhale, we'll halfway lift the spine. Exhale, plant the hands. We're going to step back to downward facing dog. Now, this is the first and only downward facing dog of this practice. Let's hang out here for a moment. Spread the fingertips wide, let the heels get a bit heavier. And since we're in an inversion here, just let the head hang, look left and right. Feel any tension just fall right off the face. Let's look forwards between the hands. And we're going to step or hop through to a seat. So bring one foot forward, cross the other ankle behind, walk your hands back until you come to a seat. All right. Let us extend the left heel ahead, straight leg. Keep the right knee bent. We're going to cross the foot to the other side. Your right hand goes behind you as a bit of a kickstand as support, and stretch the left arm by the ear. Get a little bit taller, inhale. As you exhale, bend the elbow, bring it behind the knee. We'll stay active here. Inhale, grow the spine long. Exhale, look behind you. We can release this side, take one breath off, looking to the left. And come back through center. Lean into the hands as we switch sides. Right leg goes straight, left knee bends. Place it on the other side. Keep leaning into the left hand behind you. Take a big breath in, reaching the right arm by the ear. And as you breathe out, slice the elbow down, tuck it behind the knee. Inhale to get longer. Exhale to rotate. Release this side, look off to the right, one breath. And come on back through center. Let's bring both toes all the way to the edge of the mat, all the way to the top of the mat. And we'll start lowering down to the back body. Slowly C-curve the spine, or use your hands to come and support you down. Let's keep your feet under the knees, hands rest by your side. We'll just work through a few glute bridges, find that fluidity in the spine before we rest. So dig your heels into the ground. Imagine your tail tucking under, so just lifting the tailbone off. One bone at a time, roll up the spine until you're in a straight line from the knees to your collarbone, and roll on back down. Inhale, roll the spine out, trying to move segmentally. And exhale, roll back down. 2 more with breath. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower. Inhale to roll up. And exhale, lower. Let the knees just knock from side to side a couple of times. Let anything go. Nice big exhales out of the mouth as well. Take a moment, become as big as you can. Point your toes away. Reach your arms away. Stretch. You can even scrunch up the hands, scrunch up the toes, scrunch up your face. And relax. Let it go. Let's do that one more time. Reach the arms away. Reach the toes away. Get everything nice and scrunchy. And release. We're heading into a few moments of stillness together. So your hands might be comfortable just up by your side, or bring one hand over the heart, the other over the belly. Just trace those inhales and exhales through the nose again. And embrace the idea of softness. Please stay here for as long as you're able to today. This is where I leave you, and I look forward to practicing again soon.